Phones are
No,
Do you
becoming
guys
I was
hard.
just curious.
do you guys think that
Yeah,
it's
there's
a
about 10 of them in stock.
do you guys think that it's a problem that you can't get all the memory options on all the carriers?
Yeah, well, in the
Yeah, I think
UK,
it's stupid.
we can only buy the Pro up to 256 gig. You can't even get a 512 option. They just don't list it.
Color and storage, like pigeonholing it to a particular I hate that. Like, you should do what Apple does. I know it's amazing. They do so well, but we copy nothing they do. You should have every color and every storage option available for all of them.
I don't get
But
what's
that would
so
be
hard
too
They don't
about
have
stupid.
that
any
though.
color storage
What?
options available right now. They're sold out for like 8 months.
Apple has a
But
lot of control
Dave,
over
you
the
don't
carriers.
understand.
Too many gifts from Google,
Did
not
you
enough
guys see
gifts for
You're right.
consumers.
you guys see Samsung gave you the option to move the search bar down to the to the bottom like iPhone?
I saw someone got triggered
Oh my
on
god.
Twitter. They were like, they didn't copy. I'm like, bro, sit this one out. This isn't
They,
it. Sit this one out.
sometimes
But I
I
think
really
most of
think
our
I mean,
phones
sometimes I
iOS
really
UI
think
4.
I just sometimes I really think like, can you think some of these companies just can't think for themselves? Like, do you have to blatantly copy every single thing they do? Like, everybody didn't have to copy taking the charge out of the box. Like, seriously, you did not have to copy that. Like, it's the dumbest thing. Even though me personally, I don't care. Still, it's dumb. Like, I still think it's the dumbest thing. As much as we're paying for these phones, we can't get your
I
fast
agree.
charger.
Okay, $1,500
Like,
with no charger. Like, come on, that's
right, like the Pixel 6 Pro, you should have made for you to make you know what they really would have did to make a statement? If they wanted to lower that price point to 899, they should have put that 30-watt charger in the box. That would have really do it straight. But no, everybody wants
exactly.
to make their damn packaging thinner. I'm like, for why? Why did you have to go do
Bro,
that
it's
for?
it's
And
Like,
it's not like Google can't
they
afford it. Shoot, they're stinking rich.
I
I don't get
They
it. It's so
I've
dumb.
learned that these companies will always copy the worst things Apple does
Jesus.
and then mirror none of the stuff that makes Apple get away with anything.
Well, I wish
That
they'd
is
I'm like, you
copy
guys are stupid.
I wish they'd copy their virtual events because they all suck.
everybody events are terrible. Like, it's just they're horrible. Everybody, OnePlus, everybody events is bad. Like, it's just not a. Oh, let me stop talking about Apple. Let me stop. Let me stop.
be careful. Apple fans are gonna get you,
No,
boy.
man.
Yeah, my bad. My
No,
bad.
listen,
I'm
I
going to
can't
leave
handle Tim
comments on
Cook's
your
voice.
videos right now, bro.
Yeah,
Apple
yeah.
fans.
I can't
I
say
can't
too
handle his
much. Can't
voice.
say too much, yo.
To the
I'll
Apple
be
might
like,
honest.
get
why you sound
there.
like that?
I'll be honest. If Apple ever revert back to an event just with a crowd and a camera, I'm going to be actually quite pissed off because I really like the new virtual events. They're really good.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they'll continue doing them moving forward. They'll have some sort of like integration where they have like an in-person event at some point in time and still have some sort of virtual. So it'll probably be better than it was before.
Yeah,
The
no, for
one thing,
sure.
the one thing I don't miss from those virtual events are all of those crazy ass employees screaming, hooping, and hollering, clapping every 5 seconds that Tim Cook takes a left turn. I'm like, Jesus, stop.
Every time Tim Cook breathes, they always cheer, I guess.
Yes, Tim. Yes, Tim.
Good. Woo!
They
More.
have those little
Woo!
applause lights up
Welcome.
there.
Every time he says best ever, take a drink.
Bro, you'd be dead. Alcohol poisoning in 5 minutes
Yeah,
less.
alcohol poisoning, liver
It has the
pimples.
best ever knob on an Apple Watch.
Yeah, and everybody's on it.
I think Peter, that was one of the comments that Peter got from a Pixel hater, or no, a Pixel lover who hates everybody else. He, what was it he said to you, Peter? Go get back on Apple's dick, I think is what he said. It's crazy. Oh, he's not even speaking. He's away.
Look,
Huh?
all I know is this year was the first year that I got hate from people that hated Pixel and loved Pixel at the same time.
It's so
I got a
crazy.
lot of that.
I just don't understand it. It's like some of the comments that I've read on a lot of people's content about covering the Pixel. It's like I just don't get it. It's a phone. It is a
It's
phone.
Nobody's happy. If you're happy, you can't be happy, and just because it exists, people are upset.
yeah, it's a whole group of people that are like, what? Why? Why do you want a Pixel? Why do you want it to succeed? Why? I don't understand this.
That people are
And
haters.
then on the other hand, it's oh my God, why can't you just let it live? Why can't you just be happy? Can't you just? I'm like, I don't know
Well,
what to
people with
do.
the torches and the pitchforks from LG and had to find somewhere to go.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
Right. We have to kill this one now.
It's all about the counterculture.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of that on Twitter. Anytime you say something, there's got to be somebody, oh, no, I'm so much smarter than
What
you.
happened
I
next,
have a
Jordan?
counter to your counter.
Yeah, I have the ultimate counter. It's hide from channel. It's amazing.
Man, that sound effect was right on point.
It was right.
Yeah, I'm actually excited. I got my first computer I'm using with Windows 11 on it now, so I'm testing out all the stuff everybody was excited about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm quite
I'm
sure I'll
actually
never use a
just
Windows computer again.
I'm actually just running through all the updates. My MacBook was badly out of date, so I've finally put Monterey on it. I've updated my PC to Windows 11. It's still alive, so I'm surprised at that. So yeah, it's a big day, big day.
I usually give new versions of Windows like a year or two before I try and find a way to get it for free. I'm just not an early adopter on Windows ever.
Yeah, you see, I dabbled with the leaked developer beta that was sent out into the air. I dabbled about with it on a little laptop that I was just messing about with, and I was actually surprised because when I put it on, I was expecting it to be laggy, and I expected it to blue screen and do all sorts of madness, and it was so stable. I was like, this is so on Windows like. What is this?
I'm still traumatized from Windows Millennium Edition. I have serious trust issues with Microsoft.
Yeah, Windows ME was very adequately titled because it had ME. It was just diseased. Oh, it was awful.
Like here, let's take Windows 98 and we're going to destroy it and we're going to make it more colorful. Ta-da! Here's a new operating system update.
It was so bad.
Wait, what about Windows Vista?
Look,
This was way better than
around here, okay?
they killed that off quick.
ME was definitely worse than Vista, but not by much.
Oh. Yeah, Vista I actually kind of liked, except for nothing was compatible with it.
Yeah, Vista, you needed a space shuttle just to run it.
Yep.
Well, that's back when it's like half the computers were, going 64-bit and half were 32-bit. Like, oh, you have the wrong this software version is incompatible.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Like your mom's incompatible.
No.
Dude.
Gotcha, Windows.
And all these people, the Pixel 6, Android 12 so bad. Have you ever used a 2000 Windows machine?
True.
I would take a
Windows
I would take a
XP
2000
Service Pack 8 has
Windows
entered the chat.
machine over.
You knew things were bad when they continued. You knew things were bad when they didn't end of life Windows XP till like 2014.
Dude, I still got people using Windows XP. I can't get them to upgrade.
Yeah,
And they
not
complain about every
it's
time
not-
they get a virus because I'm like, just stop. Just
Almost
stop.
as bad as the Surface RT tablet that didn't support anything because it wasn't a real version of Windows.
Yeah, I was running like Windows RT or something, and it was like I guess a bin touch version of Windows 8 or something, and it was absolutely.
Please select your lost package now.
Oh, speaking of, y'all remember Windows 8? We're going all touch. We've got tiles.
Adam, imagine me being stuck working at Best Buy when Windows 8 came out and all those issues happened.
Hold on, somebody tell David to get out of the Wendy's drive-thru.
I'm actually going to the car wash, you whore. So,
Well, wash your filthy whore mouth while you're in there.
No, I don't want to.
Imagine working for T-Mobile when the Note 7 came out.
Damn.
It was the most explosive phone of the year.
Right?
Yeah.
Frag out.
I was a victim with that.
Serious?
I wanted one. I couldn't get one before they pulled them off the shelves.
But here's what I don't understand though. I remember back then because I was like talking about the Pixel and then there was that whole like Note 7 thing. I was like, you people are so crazy. You would rather keep a phone that could possibly blow up in your pocket before you try out a Pixel. And they were like, yeah. I'm like, fuck y'all.
Damn.
No, you know what phone came out right when the Note 7 issue came out and everyone came right back into the loving arms of the iPhone 7.
2016 in general was a very explosive and very generally bad year for every single phone except the Pixel, I guess.
Yeah, that's what happens when the Cavs come back down 3-1.
Man,
Wait, didn't LG have something that year?
Huh?
What?
So didn't LG have some killer phone that year?
Maybe killer bootloop.
G4?
Yeah, I think that was the G4. I think the G4 was terrible.
Oh, stop it.
Everything after the G2 was a lost cause.
I actually really liked the G3, even though it had issues too. I got back on board. I skipped the G4. I went to the G5, and then that was a terrible life decision.
Did you like a G6?
Like a G6.
Actually, I skipped the G6 because
someone lost it.
the G5 was so bad. I went to the G7.
I was working at T-Mobile, and I was, really trying to push the G4, and it just blew up in my face. I had so many returns on that device, it wasn't even funny.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Here, we're going to transfer your data, and I just blew my face off. So this is cool.
They're like, hey, all those returns. Who sold that to you? Like, don't tell them my name.
Yeah.
And all of LG's naming after it. It's not just the G8. It's the G8 Thank You or something like that.
Bro, listen, all tech companies, we went from doing this to HTC Evo 5G WAARP LGBTQ edition to like simple stuff. And then now we're back to like, we got to make up some of the craziest names. I'm like, just stop it. Like, it's not that difficult.
And
Here's
it's not
a question for you.
That makes the most stupidest names. No, they're not stupid, but Thank You's kind of weird. But it's Sony that makes the weirdest names.
They are the worst.
Well, at least it's not the Vio anymore.
I never liked the Sony phones, never.
The thing is Xperia now. They can make shoes, and they would be like the Sony Xperia shoes.
How did HTC fall off so bad?
Do you know what? I'm missing it. I'm missing HTC. Like the HTCs back in the day.
They were
so
the
good.
I think I didn't really have a whole lot of HTC phones. I had the One X, and I really liked that one. And then the next one I got was like the U Ultra, which I actually kind of liked, even though technically speaking, it wasn't the best ever. But yeah, I knew a lot of people that really loved them, like the M7, the M8s, and then you could even get the Windows version. So they were like all metal body with the great speakers.
Bro,
M8 was my favorite phone of all time.
They were ahead of their time.
Favorite phone of all time.
M7, M8, and M9, all metal. They had the nice front-facing speakers.
Cameras was trash. Camera was trash.
HTC Sense was pretty good. It was snappy. Right back when TouchWiz was, the blip flop loops every time you touched the home button. HTC was like
came with Beats headphones as well, like proper Beats.
Dude, HTC was ahead of their time a little bit, because if they were to drop a phone like that now, and they had killer cameras, and they had the same design, great front like speakers, all that, like I'm telling you, it'd probably sell pretty well. But who knows? Yeah,
HTC Sense when it first came out, I actually kind of liked, and then it's like 5 years later they never updated the software. It's like, here, you can still use this HTC Sense that has been around since the year 2013. The software experience degraded heavily over the last couple of years they were around.
It's like, where's the Play Store? Oh, it's Marketplace still. What the?
It just seems like the Galaxy S3 came out, and then Samsung just began to bludgeon HTC to death, and they just could never come back.
Yeah.
Yo, do you guys remember the commercials that Samsung used to do back around like the Note 4, Note 5, next big thing commercials they used to do? Those things were awesome. I don't care.
Those phones were awesome. The Note 4 and the Note 5 were fantastic.
They used to make fun of people standing in line for phones. They're like, "What are you standing in line for?" "Man, I'm standing in line for the same thing I got last year."
I promise you, dude, that is what put Samsung in the position they're in. They were so smart with that. Whoever was in charge of marketing back then, like they have to be like fat as a king now because it was really smart because people didn't realize there was an alternative because the iPhones were just it. I mean, you had like your Android phones out there, but there was no real competitor. It was always like a distant second option or something. And when they came out with that marketing, like, oh, like older people, right? Like your grandparents, they like iPhones, and it's the same thing as last year. And they would show like a cool thing, right? Like the flip covers, which were pretty neat. I'm like, that is so smart. And people naturally, because people want to, I mean, this is going to sound mean, but people want to seem like they're different or more of a countercultural type of individual. You would attract that kind of audience. You would get those people that like, look what my phone can do and look how different this is. And you still kind of hear it now. I mean, look what I can do. And you're like, I never, ever would even care to do that for some of that stuff.
Well,
But it was so smart. It was brilliant.
and the phones themselves didn't have a 4-inch screen on them.
But then Samsung would criticize Apple in some of their commercials, and then the very next year turn around and do the exact same thing. Removable battery, gone. Headphone jack, gone.
Yeah. Plug, gone. Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that portless
Software
iPhone.
updates. Oh, I'm still waiting on the M1X Mac. So
I'm still waiting on the M1X phone.
I'm still waiting on
waiting
universal
on the,
control and
buy
air
now or-
power.
yeah, like the two.
Oh, air power.
I mean, universal control is, I guess, less, more, I guess, time consuming for Apple to make, but air power was a good thing for when it was announced, but the idea of it wasn't really as good as we envisioned.
I'm still waiting on an iPad that comes with a calculator app.
Very true.
Dude.
I'm still waiting on that 1 terabyte iPod Touch. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
2 terabytes.
I'm waiting for the they should. I wish they don't sell the iPod Classic anymore, do they? That'd be cool if they did.
I mean, you can get one from eBay.
I still have
but
one.
the last model was from 2009, so
That thing was like,
I wish they'd
that's like the best Apple product of all time. Like, I think that was the best Apple product. That iPod Classic was it was so legendary.
Now, have you seen over at Best Buy? You can get them now. It looks like the old school boombox, but you can connect Bluetooth to it now.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They're 12D batteries.
Yeah, but I liked the Zune HD. That was solid.
Dude.
Yeah, for like 6 months.
The Halo Edition Zune.
Oh, the Apple iPod killer. Not.
Oh, hey, the iPhone 5C, that one was cool with the plastic bodies with the pastel colors.
Y'all remember those?
Oh, well, I have the
No.
5C, which is the 5S. The 5S.
Shit, I have a
Take a lap.
5C in my drawer, actually.
Take a laugh.
5C,
Get
a
the
6S.
iPhone Easter egg hunt edition. Get out
Look,
of here.
I'll be the one to fall on the sword and say this. The original iPod, I hated it. It was stupid. You want to know why? Because if you loaded up your library onto that iPod from one computer, if you went to another computer and tried to do the same thing, it was like, no, you got to erase everything that's on this iPod in order to add another song. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Why?
Yeah,
What
that was
if
so
I own
bad.
2 computers?
Dude, they didn't want you sharing, I think, music, right? Like you stealing each other's
Oh,
songs,
no.
loading them up. Joke's on them. I was on LimeWire getting all kinds of viruses.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
the weird
new
titles.
Nickelback song that's only
WW.
50 kilobytes. Yeah, download that one.
Yeah.
Fair share.
And in the middle of it, Maybach music. What the? This is Nickelback. Rick Ross. What are you doing?
But yeah,
Man, Winamp was a jam, man. All those skins for your Winamp player.
Oh my god.
Yo, Napster.
So classic.
Yeah, anytime you had
Remember
an issue,
Kazaa?
you got to factory restore that damn thing. I'm like, oh, come on now.
Oh, man.
That's what I feel like.
Back then it was terrible whenever people first started finding out about like Napster and all those different things you could download from. It's like, congratulations, everybody's computers are broke now.
Oh, I had. Yo, it was so slow. It was so slow. I remember I was like, yo, like, what pissed me off the most was none of the titles made sense. So you download a song, like, bro, you got a URL link between the lyrics. Like, what are you doing? What is this? I'd still play it though.
Yeah.
There was a bitch trying to find that song on my phone though, because I'd scroll through and it'd be like www.hiphopbeats. I'm like, where is Nickelback? I don't see this.
Yeah, people weren't reading that. They're just like, oh, hey, destroy my computer. I'll take some of that.
Mm-hmm. Like, real quick, McAfee, you good? Your trial has expired. You know what? I'll roll the dice and hit download.
Oh, even beyond that, my family, they were too cheap to ever pay for AOL, so we would just keep going across the street to the grocery store to get the free trials off the rack for the 1,400 free hours and just creating new accounts. We had
so that's why they changed their return policy.
Using those CDs for toasters.
It was you guys that I hated the most, because people would come into the store and they would take the damn disc out of the magazines, or take the disc out of the little envelope and just throw the trash on the floor.
Yeah, my mom's like, hey, we're about 1,000 hours. Can you go get one of those CDs for me, please?
Every time, man.
My mom didn't even realize that AOL wasn't the internet till like 2015.
I thought AOL was like discontinued by then.
I didn't know that. Like, it was like 2002. I went to my buddy's house and he would connect to the internet. And he would just click on internet browser. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is how we use the internet. I'm like, no, I've got AOL. How do you get the internet? We have AOL.
Look,
you don't shut your mouth up, boy.
Let me tell you how much people don't know about the internet. So we had a kid at one of our schools. I guess he doesn't have internet at home. He went into one of the classrooms and stole one of the switches that was connected to the computer, took it home, plugged it up, and apparently he didn't have internet at home. Brought it back to school, proceeded to be mad at us that the box that he stole didn't have internet. And I was like, should I explain it to him that a switch is not a modem, or should I just sit here and just let him be stupid? I don't know.
Please tell me you let him be stupid.
I did.
Yeah.
I let him sit there and explain how this should have internet. Well, it gives internet to the computers at school.
Oh man.
You should have been like, do you see the holes for the rack screws for it to go into a rack? That's your problem. You need to go buy a rack first.
Yeah, you need a $2,000 rack to plug the modem into.
You need an unmanaged Cisco switch, and then you need to plug it into your own head because you're retarded.
And then you need to empty it. David, here's the thing though. He took the switch, but he just plugged it into the wall. He didn't plug in the Ethernet cable. He was just sitting there looking for a Wi-Fi signal out of it.
I thought he thought it was a PoE switch or something, like a PoE. Oh my god,
that would be even. Yeah, if he took a router home, he's like, I've got the signal, but I have no internet. But that's pretty terrible.
It's broadcasting. I just can't get out. Oh, that's because you need to go get everything else to finish that up.
That's actually an example of today's generation. I myself, I'm going to tell myself I'm 40 years old. So I came up in the 80s, and then in the 90s, we actually saw the internet kind of come to fruition. Now, we have a better understanding of how it works. No one truly knows how it works, but we have a better understanding. But the younger generation of today, especially the teenagers, maybe people in their early 20s, don't understand. It was just always there for them.
You know what they don't understand? How to not do what people tell you to do on TikTok. That's what they don't understand.
Bro, for real. It's like when they used to show videos of people plugging in. Like, I plugged my charger into a pair and it charged my iPhone, and they used some trickery to look like it. I'm like, bro, like, do you really think, like, what's sad is that style coverage like sells well? It's like, oh, look at this leak. I'm like, bro, that's not real. Like,
do you know how many people for like 3 years in a row kept sending me the same YouTube video showing the new iPhone that a projector would pop up out of the camera and there would be a red laser projected on the desk that you could use for a keyboard?
Oh, I would have hyped it up. I'm like, yo, you gotta wait, bro. Wait or buy now. I don't know.
Like three years in a row, it's like, oh, dude, the new. It's like.
No, that
I see that posted every year religiously. The same one. They just alter the bezels, and then that's it. Next year.
No, definitely wait for the 2025 iPhone.
They also have like an iPhone on as a drone, or that it has wheels or something.
Dude, don't get me started with drones. I swear people in drones have given me the biggest headache in my life.
It's the
spying on me?
AI killer.
I can't even see you with this. Oh no, I think you're looking at my house. Get away from me. Get away from
I
me right now.
was concerned I was going to get reported to the police yesterday because I have this big field behind my house, and like a quarter of a mile down the road, there's a church because yesterday was like voting day, and I'm like, well, I'm too lazy to walk across the field to see if it's a polling location, so I flew my drone over there to look at the signs outside the door, and somebody pulled up and was staring at my drone. I was like, I'm not in the field. Don't call the police on me.
Hey, I got one for you guys. My aunt has been calling me for the last 2 weeks, right? I've been busy. I haven't been able to. And she's calling me because her doggone phone won't ring. And she just got the phone. It's an iPhone. She just got it. And she's like, I cannot get this thing to ring. I've been through all the screens, whatever. There's something wrong with this one. You got to take it to the store. She's not that old. She's only like 50. So it's like, you're going to have to let me know where I can take it to get it repaired, blah, blah, blah. She finally contacts me today and she goes, I'm coming to the shop. Are you at the shop? I'm like, yeah, I'm at the shop. She hands me the phone. You guys know why the phone would not ring, right?
Mute
Yeah.
switch.
The little switch on the side.
Switch turned the mute switch turned on.
The mute switch was turned on. The mute switch was turned on. The mute switch. And I told her several times, there's a switch on the side. Just flick the switch. She came in and she goes, I'm telling you, it's the mute switch was red. And she goes, oh, I thought red meant that it was on.
Oh.
It is
on.
I can kind of.
The music is on. My kid's mom. I gave my son an iPhone for his birthday this last year. He wanted an iPhone, so I got him one. We have his birthday party. She takes him home, and I get a phone call the next day. And she's been using an iPhone since the very beginning. iPhone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all of them. Calls me on the phone because she can't figure out how to set it up because she doesn't know how to create an iCloud account. She doesn't know how to physically set up the iPhone. So she had to go to the store to have somebody to help her set up an account so my son could use the iPhone. And she's been using an iPhone for a decade.
Have you guys ever been to the Apple store and you see the one guy there teaching all the old people how to use their iPhones? Bless those people. Those teachers have the souls of angels because I can't deal with that.
It's like the modern day equivalent of the YMCA swim classes.
Yeah, I can agree with that as somebody that's living and breathing that. Except I don't work at an Apple store.
I worked for T-Mobile for years. And
I hear those classes, and I'm like, people really don't know how that works. Like if you go down 5 rows of icons, there's a little gray app that says settings. If you take your finger, I'm like, people have had to do that. But listen, there's people eating it up, telling them to slow down. I'm like, you bless your heart, bro, because I would just I would evaporate if I saw someone through that.
There's a reason when you go to college now, there's a college credit requirement for basic computer information skills because people legitimately don't know how to open a Word document or to use a computer. And we're in like 2021.
Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah,
because everything opens up automatically now. Usually,
you can't even expect people to parallel park anymore. How dare you?
No, the car does that for you.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. We got the child care center. We've got 45 teachers, and I have sympathy for you, Trent. I do. Because the simplest things, everything that we do is pretty much as simplified as possible. And these people just still don't get it. And I'm like, we've been using computers in the modern age for the last how many years, and you guys still don't get the simplest thing.
Hey, raise your hand if someone actually asked you before where the any key was on the keyboard.
Stop it. PTSD, man. Stop it.
Yeah, like the computer gets ready to start up. Like I get a phone call. I can't start my computer. It keeps telling me to press the any key, but I can't find the any key on the keyboard.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the part where I just turn and say, like, turn the thing off and walk away because you're dangerous.
well, the thing is
Take the
like
L.
the thing I hate about, and it's like a societal thing. You are allowed to have a nervous breakdown if you can't figure out how to restart your phone. Like you are literally allowed to sit there and cry and be upset and feel like someone's about to attack you because you can't figure out this phone
Bro,
or
people start
this
spilling
thing
their whole
that
life
was given to
story.
you. And in my job, I troubleshoot people more than I troubleshoot computers.
So what you're saying is you're a technology therapist.
Yes.
That's going to be a new job soon. Like for people who can't cope with technology or it causes them anxiety because they can't use it, technology therapist.
But Adam, here's the problem. They request to have the technology.
Yeah,
It's not
They want the latest and greatest.
it's
the
not like
sad
They
thing
can't use it.
is there
it's
is
not
a
like someone took it and shoved it in their face. They're just like, "Ooh, I want that. That looks nice. All right, here you go. Use it." What?
there is a level of learned proficiency that people have where they just pick it up and like you can press the icons, you can make a phone call, you can send a text message, but the underlying like knowledge and education and the aptitude is just not there. Like nobody's home.
It is if they want to
Nobody's home.
watch
Why does
whatever
that
they want
sound
to
so
watch.
horrible? Nobody's home. That's so mean.
I mean, they can figure out this stuff to go watch Teen Wolf all day, but God forbid you tell them to restart their phone. Oh my God!
Yeah.
All right, like to be fair, Apple really just bent everyone over with how to turn. When you need a manual to turn your phone, I mean, it's bop it, bro. Like what? Spin around, left, up, down. I'm like, bro. Like, you ever try to put your phone in DFU mode? You might as well work for Elon Musk at that point because you're programming. Like, it's crazy. Whatever happened to just on or off? Like, I understand you probably don't really need to turn your phone on or off that often, but like, you can't tell me that the whole like power up, power down, hold the button down, like Salem witch trials. What are we doing?
I just find it
Yeah,
funny
turning
when
your
people are
phone off
like, "Your
now is
phone
like
is
the
smart enough to take care of itself." No, it's not.
Yeah, well, you're never supposed to have to restart. Of course, I remember the dark ages of smartphones where you basically had to restart your phone 5 times a day because it would just start running like crap. It would freeze up. There were some terrible phones back in the day where they would just. Nowadays, it's like, oh well, my Creator Studio app crashes. Like my whole phone used to freeze up 6 times a day.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, phones have spoiled people because I've seen people legit on 4%, and they're like, my phone's kind of slow. It's in low power mode. Charge it. Yeah, but it's in low power mode. Go charge it. Well, I was trying to
You
see if,
have -1 gig of storage, bro. Like what?
like, I'm telling you the answer, but for whatever reason, you still want to go, full speed on your battery until 1%. What you and
But
That's
I can't install the app because I'm out of space. But I don't know how much space I have.
delete some apps. What?
How do
my
I
favorite
make
is
the
like
icons jiggle?
I'm laughing because you'll have people ask some of the time. I keep getting this pop up saying my storage is full. Mm-hmm. Yes. What's the question there? Well, what does that mean? Are you serious? I feel like it's Pineapple Express. What do you mean the battery's dead? I'm like, I don't know how else to tell you the battery's dead in the car. Like, I'm like, I can't believe, like some of the stuff I swear, like they just lean into being technologically inept because I'm like, if I said the trunk is full, you wouldn't go, what do you mean? What is that? It's very obvious what that means. But for some reason, when it comes to smart technology, whatever, people just all of a sudden have like 2 left feet.
Well, I'll tell you what's worse, right? Because like my father, he'll just let you know, I'm not doing it. Like, I only answer the telephone. I'm not going to try to send you a text. I'm not going to look at some link that you sent me. He'll tell you, right? So I'm good with that. My mother is the contrast opposite, though. Because my mother is that one, and I know everyone has that person that thinks that they have a grasp of technology, and their grasp of technology is being hindered by their knowledge of the manual lifestyle. So my mother, she gets every new thing. She uses every new thing, but when it doesn't work, it's that thing that's not working. It's not that, Mom, when it told you not to click on this, you shouldn't have clicked on that. Or she's the one who can fix everything, not knowing anything, and then she'll blame it on the rain. This doggone technology, every time it rains. Those are the worst. Love her dearly, but those are the worst.
What I hate is that my mom discovered Bitmojis like 5 years ago, and now everything I get a text message is a stupid Bitmoji. It's like, oh, your uncle died. Oh, Bitmoji. It's like everything is a Bitmoji.
I actually look forward to my mother's Bitmojis in the morning.
I hate the fact that I've been using computers for almost 25 years of my life and have all this experience in training and schooling and all that stuff, but people would rather believe somebody that works at McDonald's over what I told them to do with their computer. They'll just be like, nah, man, are you sure? So-and-so. I'm like, what does so-and-so do? He works at McDonald's. What do I do? You're in networking? Yeah. So don't you think I know a little bit more about your current internet setup since I'm the one that set it up? Yeah, but what he was saying sounded really good. Oh my God, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
There's like an entire generation of people that don't understand that RAM and storage space are not the same thing.
There's an entire generation of people that don't understand what megabytes and megabits are.
Yeah, I need more of the GBs, Trent. I need more GBs.
It said I can download 50 megabytes a second. No, it said 50 megabits. Where you see that at? Right here. Oh. It's like when they say it, oh, and they don't say nothing else after that. It's like they're like, yeah, let's just switch conversations.
School's out.
Yep. Leave, all you crazy little demons. Leave.
I need to get back to work, but this has been entirely more entertaining.
I know, right? I'm over here just straightening up the room and just laughing over here, dying laughing.
I'm just editing my Pixel video.
I should
I'm over here
talk
ordering
about
gear
the
so I
Pixel
can do some
again.
camera comparisons. I'm over here and order some things so I can do some camera comparison videos.
Hey T, little man is what, 2 years now, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so what's the most expensive thing that he's torn up yet?
I don't really think anything. Really, nothing personal out of none of our stuff he's tore up.
Okay, so
not yet. Don't wish it though. I keep him out of my room as much as possible because he doesn't. I keep my camera up. He likes to sit on my desk and bang on my keys and stuff. But
he watches his kid and he's responsible.
Yeah, I don't play that.
Hey, look,
I'm not about to get in here and throw my camera around or something crazy.
Sometimes,
hey, I'm somehow at around between 2 and 3 years old, they are magicians, and somehow they get a hold of stuff. Because I watch my kids, I got 5 of them, and out of the 5, 3 of them have gotten to those things that just want to make me cry. It's like, how did you do this? What in the world?
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm not gonna wish.
It doesn't matter.
It's been good so far.
It doesn't matter what age they are. My 15-year-old broke my 70-inch TCL 6 Series TV 2 months ago. I told him to go to bed. He was in the living room playing on the Oculus Quest 2 headset, playing some stupid game, and he was in the living room. And it was 11:30. I said, hey, go to bed. It's time for you to go to bed. You got school tomorrow. And I went in my room. I lay down. I got my AirPods on. I don't hear anything. And an hour later, I hear this crash in the living room, this loud bang noise because the TV is attached to my wall. And I walk in there, and all I see is the handset in his hands with this look of disbelief, and my entire TV screen is shattered because he punched it playing the VR headset.
I hate to laugh, but I can do.
It ain't funny. I swear it ain't funny.
Did you make him cut the lawn with a pair of scissors? Because I would have.
Yeah, his name is still Mud.
Hey,
Lucas, I walked in there. I said, "I told you to go to bed an hour ago. How'd you punch the TV with the headset on? Like if you had just gone to bed." No. And another time, same kid. He broke a TV. I bought back in the day. You know when they had those 3D TVs. I bought one of the Pioneer like 1080p 3D TV that had the glasses and everything, and it was just so cool. We sat around and watched like How to Train Your Dragon like 40 times with the glasses on. And my wife and I, it was Valentine's Day. We went out to go eat dinner, and I had my brother come over and watch them. And this TV was maybe a week, 2 weeks old. And that Rockstar game had just come out, and we had the drums with the drumstick. And I get a call like maybe 30 minutes after I leave the house, and my son, he's like 5 then or whatever. And I sit down to eat dinner with my wife and get a phone call that my son had smashed the glass on the TV with the drumstick.
Hey, I got one for you. My youngest is downstairs quiet. And I don't know whether to blame him or blame myself. Because when you're that parent and you know that your child is doing something that he's not supposed to be doing, I had the mindset just to call his name because I knew what he was doing. I knew he was sneaking on the computer and he was playing Minecraft. So I knew what he was doing. But myself, I wanted to catch him in that, right? So what he has the headphones over his head, right? And he heard me coming down the stairs. So my house is 100 years old. The stairs, they scream when you walk down the stairs. I'm coming down the stairs and I hear this huge crash. This kid took off out the front door because he had the headphones on his head and he forgot. I can laugh now. I couldn't laugh that day. He forgot that he was plugged into the computer. This was the 20-something inch iMac.
Oh no.
So when he got up to run away from the desk, it tipped the iMac over. The screen hit dead to the corner of the desk, destroyed it, and he just kept going because he went. Go ahead.
I got you because this will happen. This will happen recently. So TCL sent me out the 10 Pro to review, and my girlfriend's niece came over. So here I am, about to take it out the box, get everything going. Ooh, is that a new phone? Yeah, stay away from it. Oh, okay. And then, start reviewing the phone and start doing my test or whatever. She comes back. Can I take a look at it? I'm like, all right, just keep it in the house. Another day goes past. Then she's walking around with the phone, almost like it's hers. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, you said I could use it inside. Yeah, but I still need it back because I still need to do some other stuff on it. And then TJ's like 3 at the time. Oh, me and TJ are going to go outside. And I see the phone, it's in her hand. I'm like, okay, I have a case for that. Put this case on that phone and don't take it off. 15 minutes later, your screen broke. What do you mean the screen broke? And she's like, here. I'm like, where's the case? Downstairs. So you took the phone outside to go play on the concrete without the case. Yeah, but I've seen other phones drop on the concrete before and not break. I'm like, I quit.
Hey, that's exactly. Listen, I didn't even know the kid. You know how you get so angry that you just have to walk away?
Yep.
I got to the bottom of the stairs, saw the computer, picked it up, saw the indentation in the screen, and I was already getting ready to head out to the shop. I just kept heading. I went, got in the car, and pulled off. My wife calls me back. She calls me back and she's like, why is your son hanging out in the garage? I go, what do you mean? Your youngest son won't come out the garage. And I said, did you go downstairs? She goes, no, I haven't been downstairs. I said, go downstairs and then I'll talk to you later. The kid was like petrified. He was petrified because that was that was probably the most expensive thing that one of my children has torn up.
So I didn't even get a chance to be mad at anybody. I was real mad. My son and I've been nagging him. They two of them live in the same room. And I was like, look, clean the room for like 2 days. Finally, they just shoved a bunch of stuff in baskets. And my son was complaining, he's like, oh, I need to do some laundry before I go to sleep so I have my clothes for school tomorrow. So I'm up till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning all the time. Like, you know what? I'm going to be nice. I go in there, I grab his load of laundry, I throw it in the washing machine, and I don't think anything of it. I just dump it in there, turn the washing machine on, and I go back out there an hour later to go put it in the dryer. And as I'm reaching in to put the stuff in the dryer, I pull his Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 out, which of course isn't waterproof, and it's not machine proof either. So it's dead as a doornail. And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there holding this tablet in my hands that I washed because it was in his dirty clothes basket. I can't even wake my wife up to complain how pissed off I am about the tablet.
Hell no, man.
Yeah, of all things, threw it in the dirty clothes basket.
I would have woke her up and like, hey, I'm like, look, this is your kid, okay?
Like, you need to call 911 and report a murder.
Oh yeah, we pass ownership of children on a regular.
Yep, just
your son, your daughter. Do you know what your son did?
That's how it starts. That's how it always starts. You know, like, hey, you know what your son did today? I don't know. I just got home from work. Why don't you tell me? Well, he decided to take my DVD, the last DVD that I had, and he put it in the toaster. Well, I never did that as a kid. I don't know what to tell you.
No son of mine would do that shit.
And you know, this is how you have fun conversations with your significant other. It's when they tell you about what your kid did, and you're like, okay, so what was the punishment? Because currently he's sitting on the couch eating ice cream right now. Oh, well, I was waiting for you to get home. Why? I'm like, what am I gonna do? He's already forgotten about it. Yell at him in the moment.
You gotta be the bad. You gotta be the bad cop. You know that.
Yo, I was the bad guy. I was the bad guy for telling my kid to get down off the couch because LB, you remember this story because TJ went to the ER because he jumped off of my girlfriend's bed and missed the floor and hit the dresser and cut his head open, and we ended up having to, shave his head and all that stuff. So here we are a year later, and he's jumping on the couch, and this is by this, it's like a glass and steel table, and he's just jumping up and down, jumping up and down. And I've told him multiple times in the past not to do that, very calmly and very quietly. And so when I saw him do it, I just yelled at him, right? Yelled at him so hard that he literally turned like stiff as a board and stopped. And she just looked at me. She was like, "Well, you don't have to be that mean." I'm like, "Did you forget? Did you not?" So I walked away. 5 minutes 5 minutes later, she's over there yelling at him for the same thing, and I'm like, "So am I not allowed to yell at him, or is there an approved time for me to yell at him?" But so far, it hasn't been that much tech. It's just been, that one thing that her niece did, and TJ's been cool. Well, he broke a TV, but he was one.
Golly, yeah, nothing over here yet. But now since you guys have talked about it, I gotta make sure I stay on my P's and Q's.
Hey, I mean, Wesley seems to be doing pretty good.
Hey, T gonna be mad at us when the first thing happened. He's like, that dog on LeBaron. This wouldn't have happened if he
never said if he ain't run his dang on mouth and say something.
Nah, see, what T's gonna be mad at is when he goes to buy his kid a Nintendo Switch because he wants to be nice, and then his kid leaves it on the floor and decides to go play with a ball of aluminum foil in the kitchen. That's when you'd be like, you know what? Take that thing right back to GameStop.
Well, you know that's gonna happen.
All right, gentlemen, I got to go actually work now. But it's been fun.
I'm just holding on to 4
right, man.
o'clock.
Yeah, me too. Until I get my son, I kind of got up here. Y'all messed my work schedule up, so now I'm over here just thinking of video ideas and writing them down. So
I got home from a late lunch, and I was like, "What are all these guys doing in a chat room at 1:30 afternoon?"
Hey, working from home, man.
Yeah, I have been too. I went down the street to this barbecue restaurant that I've eaten at for years and years. I haven't eaten there in forever, and prices are so high now. I got up to the cash register. I got a barbecue sandwich with French fries, a drink, and a side salad. And the lady says, "Okay, that's gonna be $25.75." I was like, "What?" Like, what did you ring up? And she read off everything, and it was like basically $26 for a barbecue sandwich basket with a side salad. Now these prices are out of control.
Holy shit!
Hey, man, that's all that
Welcome to
chip shortage,
2021.
and that's all that money that we printed, right?
Yeah, I was like, this used to be the cheapest thing on the menu, and now just the barbecue sandwich by itself alone now. Instead of having a basket, they broke it up, all the individual stuff, and the sandwich itself is now $11.99 just for the barbecue sandwich.
Was it pork?
That was beef, chopped beef.
I cried when I went to the gas station today because I alternate filling up my car with 87, and then I'll fill it up with 93, and then I'll fill it up with 87 and 93 just to balance it out because stuff's crazy. But today was the day that I had to go to the gas station and put 93 in because I was down like really low, and it said 461. I was just like, well,
yeah. All of my cars except for my wife's Tesla take premium. And I hated that Tesla when she first got it, and she always wanted to drive it. I'm like, I don't want to drive around in your luxury golf cart. No. But back when gas was like $1.70 a gallon, now it's like $4. I'm like, hey, baby, you driving today?
Yep. Yeah. Even though I'm still happy about my car. Every time I go to turn it on and I hear it start up, a little part of me gets happy. But then I look at that gas tank and I'm like,
I've been adamant. We've been married for 9 years. Adamant about driving. Like, I do not like riding the passenger seat. I'm like, honey, you can chauffeur me around anytime you want. We'll take the electric car.
Yeah, I'm still in that military control freak mode where I have to drive everywhere. People are like, hey, I can drive, and I'm like, okay. I don't know what it is.
When it's $4.20 a gallon versus $50 to drive it the entire month, you'll change your mind.
Well, the problem is I have to fix my credit up good enough to where I can even sniff a Tesla. That was my issue.
Yeah, did ever you see the Ford released the F-100 Illuminator electric truck, the concept truck? No.
Oh yeah. They were the F-150 Lightning.
No. They released a concept yesterday at SEMA. It's the F-100 Illuminator. Basically, it's like an old school style, vintage looking truck that's full electric.
Oh, it looks amazing.
It is so awesome looking. I have real truck envy.
Yeah, it looks like the old 60s single cab Ford, 60s single cab Ford truck. But it's even the inside is retro looking but modern, and it's electric. It looks amazing.
It's so awesome. I'll see if I can find it on Twitter here, and I'll share it in here. It is so cool.
Oh, I see it now.
Okay, for real though, I gotta go to work. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, take these,
Later,
Zach.
man.
I could see somebody trying to crawl up under that thing to steal a catalytic converter.
I looking underneath it and going, what the hell? What's this?
Oh wait, I was about to make $20. Come on, man.
But 480 horsepower, 634 pound of torque. I was like,
All right,
damn.
let me be the bad guy in the room. Could we please? I'm sorry. Could we please just get rid of all of these 27-inch iPad monitors that are on the inside of these cars? Jesus.
It's
You
a
and
bit,
Young with
yeah.
that one. I love them.
Do you know what? I actually, if it was better fitted into the dash, I would like it more, but I don't like it sitting up in portrait mode.
That's
It just
that. I mean, I could see if it was smaller, like if it didn't stick up past the dash, but
yeah.
it just looks ridiculously unnecessary. The way that it's at, like I can see it being smaller, or making it fit within the confines of it, but it literally looks like a giant iPad in the middle of every single car.
Yeah. But then again, function over form. It's got full of toys, so yeah, I'd probably be okay with it if it was planted on my driveway. To be fair, although
I don't know.
I wonder what stupid money that there will be, even though it's just a concept at the minute. But
I always feel like some idiot's gonna look at that truck and be like, "Oh man, it's an old school truck with a big iPad. I'm gonna go take it."
why won't this iPad come out?
Yo, man, that's the biggest iPad I've ever seen, bro.
That's the iPad Pro Plus Max.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just like I said, that's just the one thing. Would I probably still drive it? Probably. But
Yeah.
I
Do you know what? If I had the opportunity to that, there's only literally one thing I would do to it, and I would wrap it matte black, and that's it.
I also have I just have so much anxiety from these people that I see driving around in their cars with their phones up to their face as they're driving, and they got like one hand slightly drifting down the side of the wheel, and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, you're driving an F-250, I'm driving a Nissan Maxima. You could easily take me out while you're trying to reply to that tweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Run over you like a speed bump, you wouldn't even feel it.
So yeah, I
Just yesterday.
Oh, go ahead.
Just yesterday, I saw that. Sorry, just yesterday I saw that. But here's another kicker with that: the lady had her foot on the dashboard.
What?
No, what I love is, and I already know I'm gonna get hate for this, but I don't care. What I love is the people who barely even can drive in the car by themselves, but they're trying to like hold their little purse dog out like the top left corner of the window so the dog can get some air, because they don't trust the dog to stand up on the passenger window and do it themselves. And they can barely drive, and they're almost like tossing their dog out the car because they don't know how to drive with one hand. And I'm just like, stop,
Yeah.
stop. The dog can do it himself. It's not that serious. You can't even see your damn mirror. Sticking this dog's head out the window.
So, what other cool tech is everybody looking forward to or wanting to get before the year's out?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm in tech burnout mode right now.
Yeah, man, Techtober has burnt me out, man. Totally.
I don't know if there's anything. I'm done, man.
I'm sitting looking around me, and I've got the MacBook Pro 14 sitting. I've the Pixel 6 Pro, and I've got AirPods 3, Pixel Buds. I've like all this stuff that I'm sitting sort of trying to get edited into some sort of legible videos, and I'm like, Jesus, man, I don't know where I'm going to get all the time. It's crazy. Like it just all came at once.
You know what the new MacBook Pro did for me, and I just realized it the other day. the new MacBook Pro just basically it was like, okay, you just need to do less. And I know that sounds like a funny concept, but I kind of feel like every time I step up in a MacBook, like let's say if I go from, the slow MacBook to the next faster MacBook, then I go from that MacBook to the next biggest MacBook that can do all these tessellations and computations and all this stuff. Every time I step up in a MacBook, I'm trying to do more to justify having that MacBook, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to keep on doing all that. It's like you
Yeah.
get one of the bigger, badder MacBooks. You're like, oh well, instead of recording in 4K 30, I'll record in 4K 60. I'll throw some more stuff in, and even though
Yeah.
that sounds cool, you just add more and more and more work, and then you sit down. You're like, why am I doing all this just to yell at a camera?
Yeah. Yeah. And do you want to know something? I was actually editing a project on the MacBook Pro, the new MacBook Pro. And it wasn't a massive video. It was only 10 minutes of 4K, HEVC, format, and so it has 3 or 4 different layers in it, and I got the video already, and I rendered it, and it rendered in like just a little over 5 minutes, and I was like, yeah, that's okay. And then curiosity got the better of me, so I put the same project onto my MacBook Air, my M1 MacBook Air, with 8 gig of RAM, and I thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna jump on and just see what the difference is here, and it was 2 seconds slower.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, and I was
for some things it makes sense, but for other
Yeah,
things,
and that
it's
was the thing that I instantly just got that realization in my head, in my mind, that I was like, do you know what? For what I'm doing, my MacBook Air will be more than enough for the foreseeable future. So yeah, it's crazy. That's $2,000 that I don't need to spend.
I just this is the tech person in me, but I miss the days when I could take a Canon SL2 and be happy with what I put on the camera. Now it's like, no, I can't go any lower than 4K. What are you, crazy?
Yeah, oh, it's mad. And then to top it all off in October, I've been looking for a while. I've been using my iPhone to do like B-roll and stuff and overhead shots. And I was looking for just another camera alternative, and then DJI dropped the Action 2, and I was like, oh god damn it, I'm gonna need this thing. And I'm trying to like refrain from buying the Action 2 because I think it's awesome. I think it just I think it just looks awesome. So
Is that
yeah.
like their take on like the GoPro or whatnot?
Yeah. It's like their newer version of it's like their latest version of the GoPro equivalent, So and they've adopted like magnetic modular um, things to connect onto it, like a modular battery pack and like a disc